Welcome to Healthcare Matters, where the medical and legal communities come together to discuss healthcare matters. I'm your host, Mike Matray, and today's guest is John Degnan. He is a shareholder at BRIGGS MORGAN in Minneapolis, where he regularly represents clients in business disputes, as well as members of the legal and medical communities in professional matters. He has more than 39 years of experience handling medical malpractice claims, prescription drug and pharmacy matters, products liability, and issues relating to EMTALA and the Federal False Claims Act. This is Mr. Degnan's second appearance on Healthcare Matters. Welcome back, John.
Thank you. Glad to be here again.
In your professional experience, do higher limits on a physician's medical professional liability insurance policy increase the dollar value in the case of settlements when you have an indefensible claim? In other words, can your physician or entity be overinsured? And conversely, can a case be made that the lower the limit, the lower the risk exposure?
Actually, it may seem counterintuitive, but I've found in my experience that the lower the limits, sometimes the more expensive it is to try to settle a case. When you have high limits, you always base the evaluation of the case on what you think in terms of liability, but also potential damages. On the other hand, when you have a low limits case, let's say you have a $2 million policy, and there's a potential for a loss in excess of that, let's say $3 or $4 million, plaintiff's counsel will typically come in and say, okay, we'll settle for the limits, and they'll give you a specific period of time. If you don't settle within that time, then all bets are off. If there's an adverse verdict and it should have been settled, then the insurer essentially has a limitless policy. What that causes is most times the carriers will be almost compelled in a bad case to settle, wherein they may have defended the case successfully, but for the limits problem. I've been personal counsel for a number of practitioners as well, trying to urge settlement in such situations. So actually, the more insurance, the better. I don't think that increases the value of the claim or the settlement.
That's fantastic. Excellent. Well, thank you for coming on Healthcare Matters again, John, and I hope to see you again soon.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
One of the hottest trends employed by the plaintiffs' bar in medical liability lawsuits today is what's referred to as the reptilian theory. Can you explain the concept of the reptilian theory, as well as how it influences jurors and how defense counsel can diffuse this strategy?